My name is Jason Wiley, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host Cody.
Hey guys.
All right. Yep. Last week we were not able to do the podcast due to
That was
some
my
unforeseen
fault.
Yeah, yeah,
My
you
family
got
got
sick.
all sick. Super bad.
Ye-
But we're good. It was not COVID. It was just a
Okay.
like 24-hour bug that just wrecked everybody.
Yeah, no, which did understand. Glad you got some rest. But now we have a lot of content to cover today. So we got
Yes.
episodes 4 through 9. Is that
Yep.
right?
4 through
Four through
9.
nine. Vox Machina to cover, so we'll dive in here just really quick. Only fantasy news I got. This really isn't much news now. It should be common knowledge. Wizards of the Coast (OGL). Basically, Wizards of the Coast gave up and said, you know what, screw it, we're keeping it as is. And actually, we're putting the PFSRD onto Creative Commons, so creative copyrights not an issue.
Victory! We have
Huzzah!
victory!
And this is where again, there are people who are like, "Oh no, I'm not returning Wizards of the Coast ever." And in one respect, it's like, okay, I can understand maybe not trusting them completely yet, not going, all right, I'm going wholeheartedly into them again. But I think at this kind of they prove themselves a little bit, just like, okay, you know what, we messed up, we're not doing anything, backing off. So I'm just saying, maybe right now we have solely trust in them. Not saying go back fully into the committed relationship, but stay on your toes, okay? Like I still love Dungeons and Dragons because we get stuff like Critical Role, and plus we've had fun. Don't
Yep. Yeah, we have.
get me wrong, most of our stuff is homebrew, but it's like home it's fan fiction.
It's fiction. Oh no. I just went back to one of our first roommates.
Oh no. No, no. We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Okay, we're moving on. I
My bad.
mentioned no ponies.
You don't have to mention the ponies, you just have to mention the bronies.
Ah man, dude.
Yeah.
That was a repressed memory.
I know.
But you know what? You know what? We didn't have to room with him. We did not have to room with him.
Poor
That was
panda.
poor Panda, poor Alec, and I want him to get back on here,
I
not just because
know,
his video is our most watched viewed, but
but because we love having them.
yeah, he's so much fun to talk to, and
He is. I feel bad. I haven't seen him. He lives on my building, and I
yeah,
never
no,
see him.
I've messaged him too a little bit, but I understand he's busy, so it's one of those things like I don't want to bug him, I
Yeah,
don't want to spam him, but he's entitled to his own personal life too. So,
yeah.
Alec, if you're watching this, buddy, we love you and we miss you.
We love you very much, and I'm sorry. I'm a bad friend.
We're best friends.
Ah,
But with that out of the way, we can dive right on into
yes.
Vox Machina. We will start with episode 4. Now, episode 4.
Episode
Oh
4,
yeah. Oh,
titled "Those Who Walk Away."
yeah. This is yeah, no. So first note I have is I love the backstory with Trinket.
Oh, that was awesome. I love that they brought that in.
I love how they're bringing in the backstories now. Like
Yeah,
it's really cool. Honestly, I really want this to be one more season.
I hope
Just
so.
because, yeah, just because all the info we're getting, and honestly, if they rush these last 3 episodes to fight, Thordak, I'll be a little upset, but I understand. I just want a little bit more time. I think one more season enough of time till they fight Thordak, and I'll be good.
Yeah,
Because actually, no, I think that's what they might be doing, because I think the way this season might end is them fighting Umbrasyl.
I think so. Umbrasyl's kind of been the main antagonist of this one.
Yeah, then the next one is going then yeah, I could see the next season they start fighting off the green and white dragon, and then the season finale would be them fighting Thordak.
Yeah,
That makes the most sense to me. So
I think so too.
I'm excited.
Oh, it's gonna be good. It's been so good. I am one thing with this episode that I really did love was, like you said, they brought in the backstory with Trinket, and they just kind of built up more because everyone knew. Oh, I think everyone knew what was going to happen, that they're gonna resurrect her.
Mhm.
Um, but I thought it was really cool how they did that. And actually, one of my favorite little quip lines is after she got resurrected, where what was his name? I just read his name.
Cash?
Yeah, Cash. I almost
Cash.
said Keys, but how
Cash
Cash
is
is
like,
like,
"I
"I'm
did it!"
amazing."
Like, and dude, that's one thing I love with it is because okay, think about the tabletop. How many times have we rolled something and our character had to believe that this happened?
Exactly.
It's just like, Cash needs to believe that he did it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm the best!"
Yup. So funny, I love that. That was just that
And
right there was a perfect moment for me.
yeah, and I just love how, like, in the tabletop, Cash comes off as, like, very hard, very much kind of edgy, just that kind of standoffish. I
Okay.
love how they kinda kept the essence of that, but still showed he's a good guy.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. They did really good with Cash and his whole almost redemption arc where
Mhm.
he didn't he was fine stealing from them, but when he got to the point where they're actually in danger, he's like, "No, we can't do that. That's wrong."
Yep.
Because he's a cleric as well, correct?
Yes, he's a cleric. He has an interesting backstory, though, and I love it.
Okay.
Because technically, who his patron is his ex-wife. He I think through some type of event, he married a deity, and he's just like, "No, I don't you're a witch!" So he's trying to distance herself, and she's like, "Ha ha, your power comes through me."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so he's actually, I believe, cursed. I actually believe that's why he has, like, some of the scars on his arm that he does, is because
Okay.
I think that's, like, part of the entire thing. But again, this is where it's you gotta remember, this was what, back, like, 5, 6 years ago?
Yeah. And and it doesn't really matter to the main story overall.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, not right
So,
now
if you guys
anyway.
really wanna know, go watch Critical Role.
Yeah, seriously, all this just seriously, this is where if you got the time, watch the campaign.
And if you don't, just skim it.
If not, Spark Notes, Spark
Spark
Notes.
Notes. Do they have a
Okay,
Spark Notes of it?
they kind of do, kind of don't. If anything, they're you just talk to, like, a critter, and they'll tell you some of the highlights.
That's fair.
AKA, like, I tell you some of the highlights.
Yeah.
That's been my job in all this. But what's actually funny is, okay, just side tangent here. Everybody that's been like, "Oh, I don't wanna watch One Piece, it's way too long."
Yep.
One season of Critical Role is longer than all of One Piece,
Time-wise?
time-wise.
Okay.
'Cause think ab actually, okay, sorry, 2 seasons, I believe, for Vox Machina and the Mighty Nine campaign. If you watch both of those and get caught up on those 2, you've watched more Critical Role than you would of One Piece.
That's fair.
Because that's around, what, 200 episodes of Critical Role, at minimum 4 hours a pop.
Okay.
Whereas One Piece, that is at least, as you get later on, that is about 4 episodes you can do in 1 hour.
Mhm.
So so anybody watching this that's just like, "No, One Piece is too long," and yet you're caught up on Critical Role, there you go. You don't have an excuse anymore.
Alright, so I have found it. I am if you want to see anything regarding cash, there is a Critical Role wiki page. I
Mhm.
typed in cashew or Cashaw
Kasha.
or whatever, Kashaw,
Yeah.
and I just typed in cash, and then it brought this up. He is in episodes 20 and 21, which is Trail of the Take, part 3 and
Mhm.
4,
Yep.
Return to Vasselheim, The Sunken Tomb, Those Who Walk Away. Like it has all of these
Episodes
episodes
with it.
with yeah, it lists every single one he's in and describes what's going on in that one. So you can find out exactly what you want to see and go to them watch that episode. Thank you, Critical Role Wiki.
Mhm. So, again, Zara summoning a beholder.
Yeah.
That's actually not what happens in the game, but the beholder is
Mhm.
the one actually guarding the tomb.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because again, tabletop wise, at this point they're all friends. Like nobody is mistrusting anybody.
Yeah.
So they go in there together, like, oh, Cash and Zara joining us. Huzzah! Great, we have extra firepower. Then they go fight the beholder. I believe the beholder downs one of them.
Mhm.
It's actually, like, systematically kinda taking them out. They're able to eventually kill it. I believe Cash is the one that gets the final blow, actually.
Nice.
And so then from there, that's where everything else transpires, and they're like, "We're low on magic slots, not sure we can do a resurrection, not sure we can do this, yada, yada, yada."
Okay.
So, but again, interesting little twist on the story. Like, I'm not opposed to it, it's just like, okay, it's just 2 different realities.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna lie, for I didn't really think that was a beholder.
Yeah, that's that's supposed to be a beholder.
Wow, that's a different take on it. I
Yeah,
wonder
no,
if they had to do that.
they had to do it because any monster that is specific to Dungeons& and Dragons is on verge of copyright. So, a lot of
Gotcha.
the stuff that's there, like, anything that is like a stereotypical monster, I'm pretty sure they can't go like, "Oh, this is exactly a beholder." Instead, they can go,
Mhm.
"This is like an octopus monster," instead.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah, so I pulled it up and, someone posted a thing on it saying, when they get back, they see the Raven Queen and a crossed out freaking beholder apparition.
Yeah, basically.
Uh, that's funny. Okay, that's why.
Uh, but
Cool, cool,
again,
cool,
I
cool, cool.
loved Bax's entire character arc in this episode.
It was good.
It was good. Him learning to accept death and kind of breaking away from his sister. Again, not like, "Oh, I'm no longer associated with my sister." It's more on, "I need to fend for myself."
Yeah. He has that separation, he becomes his own individual, that he's not tied to her anymore. It's
Mhm.
he has his own path, and it's a different path than what everyone else is taking, as he mentions later on.
Yeah.
Or it feels that way. But it's
Mhm.
because for the first time he's living for himself
Mhm.
because he's going to die.
Not just he's
Oh,
gonna die, but
yeah.
nor he's having to take a different path that he, at some point, is going to be away from Vox Machina.
Yeah.
And for him, he's struggling with that because that means he's gonna be away from his sister, he's gonna be away from his friends.
Yep.
So, it's interesting to see kind of that path. And just yeah, and then, of course, the armor actually finally taking effect during that fight, and he just
That was
it
cool. That
it
was
was
so
really
cool.
cool.
The vestige is awesome. That
Yeah.
for a second, I thought it was just like a single use Misty Step type thing. And then he just kept going, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing."
Okay, so quick breakdown of his stats. Okay, first off, yeah, he's a rogue.
Yeah.
He has step of the he has like the boots of the wind, or like, again, the boots that double his movement speed,
Okay.
and the vestige doubles that movement speed.
Gosh.
So in one turn, again, he can run, run with the boots, so that's 60 feet right there, dash another 60 feet, and then dash another 60 feet with the vestige. That's 180 feet in 6 seconds.
We got some Usain Bolt going on.
We're seeing a magic bullet here, just
Wow. That's awesome. That was a really cool way to show that.
oh, yeah, no, and it's just it's so fantastic the way they do that. And
Yeah.
again, I've loved the way they've even shown some of the magical weapons, like, his one dagger that lights up, that's a flame tongue dagger.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, it's a fire dagger that he's like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool." And then, yeah, he has it enchanted to where they boom, fly back.
Yeah. Which is really cool. I like that. Definitely
But again,
useful for a rogue that's throwing knives.
oh, yeah. But let's see here. And I loved how they actually show Ripley scrying on them,
Yeah, that was cool.
because that's actually something that appears way later on. They
Mhm.
discover that Ripley has been scrying on them way later on, and they don't know when it started. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to go, "This is when it starts." To kinda get that answer from the DMs, like, "Oh, this is actually when it originally started."
Yeah. Ooh, I
And
like that.
it was really cool. It was one of those like, "Oh, that's what happens."
Yup. Hmm. There's so many cool things in this.
Oh,
I
like
Go
There's
ahead.
so many good things. Again, they're just it's so good. Like this is 10 out of 10 out of 10.
I agree. This especially this season, I've really enjoyed this season.
Oh, me too. Don't get me wrong, I love the Briarwoods arc just because I love Percy's character arc,
Yeah,
his backstory and everything associated with that. But I love the way the season's going. This is why the Chroma Conclave is my favorite Vox Machina arc.
I can definitely see that. For me, Grog's story has been my favorite,
His is
a
good.
and we'll get there. But
Yep.
I've
So now
first
we're on to
Keyleth.
episode Yep, episode 5, Keyleth's backstory, which honestly, after episode 5, Keyleth, I'm like, okay, not quite bugging me as much as you have.
I actually really enjoy Keyleth's character. I'm not gonna
Mhm,
lie. I really enjoy it. I think they're doing a great job with how she is with things, but she's such a background character the vast
mhm,
majority of the time. It's cool when she does step into the spotlight because she is
mhm.
powerful and she can
Oh,
do
yeah.
some really cool things. And so I really enjoy when she does step in and do things. I am so yeah, that's just my take on it.
Oh, yeah, no, and actually, episode 5 kinda helped me go, "You know what? I now like Keyleth as a character,"
Hmm.
because in the tabletop, sorry, I'm more seeing, like, Marisha Ray just go, just being super dramatic over the top. Whereas now, it's actually in context, it's actually in the show, it works better.
It does.
It'd be like me, it'd be like us if during a D&D campaign, I was like, "Alright, I'm gonna do a spell blast," to go, Kamehameha. It gets annoying after a while.
Yeah. Yep.
That's very much why I'm just like, not the biggest fan of Keelan. But this one, I'm just like, okay, I like her backstory, I like the character, and I like the direction she's going. I really enjoyed that with episode 5, how she is beginning to overcome her insecurities.
Hmm.
And I think that just might be the thing that it's like, it annoys me. Insecurities, just do it. Just pick. Just
Yeah.
pick something. So that might just be a pet peeve I have. So now the fact that she's actually overcoming it, that's what makes Keela such a good character.
Yeah. And she is. And
And this
it's really cool because here she learns how to control the fire.
Mhm.
And it's cool because they also show I how Thordak actually escaped from where he was.
Yeah,
That's
the
not the
story of
first time he was
Thordak.
phased.
Mhm,
And then it also it references that there was someone that betrayed them, but it doesn't
mhm.
say who. It doesn't say if they've already taken care of it or if they've left. Is that who Ripley is, or do you know?
No.
Okay,
Uh, on who brought Thordak back?
yeah.
Okay, actually, well, I believe again, my memory's a little foggy, so again, I'm probably gonna be
Spoilers.
wrong. I believe it was actually the Green Dragon.
Oh, that it like infiltrated basically.
Infiltrated, Keyless people
Oh, that'd be cool.
and then brought Thordak back.
Okay.
Like, you'll find out that the Green Dragon is very much kind of the mastermind behind Thordak.
Oh. Hmm.
And actually, I believe she's an agent for the Whispered One.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a twist.
This is how Matt ties it all together into the bigger, like, final story.
Mhm. So after the Chroma Conclave, how long until Vecna?
It's almost like immediately after it. Like, it
Okay.
goes from Chroma Conclave to, Vecna's ascension, where Vecna is trying to ascend, and
Okay.
then it happens, and then it's fighting Vecna the god, basically.
Gotcha. So there's probably going to be two more seasons, one for his ascension, one for fighting him.
We got after the Chroma Conclave, at
Yeah.
least 2 to 3,
Okay.
maybe.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Because yeah, I'm happy we met one character because 'cause I'll talk about that later,
Okay.
but
I am
but real
okay.
quick, I
And
love Grog and freaking Craven. Him,
yes.
like, taking like, that is actually something from the campaign they did is, at one point, Grog is, like, in an outhouse talking to Craven Edge, and
Yeah.
Scanlan is playing
With
music.
music. That was hilarious. Okay, one thing I loved from these episodes is how much Scanlan actually sings. And then even how did I just forget
Dude,
her name?
Pike?
Pike. I was gonna say Ashley Johnson's character. So yeah, Pike.
Yeah,
That both of them sing, and they're both have really talented, and so I love hearing them sing in this, and that just adds so much for me to the story.
me too. Honestly, this is where I love how they're now showing some of the shipping.
Yeah,
Like, that's one thing I always found fun with, like, whether that be anime or whatever. It's always kind of fun in a fantasy story just to find those who you're gonna ship.
yeah,
Same.
definitely. And that's, I mean, it's things that I've known were coming. So like I know the stories of different people and their who they end up with.
Yeah, like, I also loved because now we're basically in episode 6, I love how Percy becomes more of a gentleman
Yeah.
to Vexalia. Like, he hands her her coat when it's cold, he's like, "It's fine, it's fine, it's fine."
Yeah, and a lot of it stems from his um
Noble upbringing, yeah.
guilt. Well, from his guilt over her
Mm,
dying. Um, but he always treated her better than the rest.
mhm, yeah,
Um, and this is where you really see their relationship start to blossom and go through, and it happens a little quickly, but at the same time, they have to move quickly and it for the show, and it's where it worked. So
yeah. It works very well, and, again, just one of the other things I love is just Grog and Scanlan in the cold. How Grog freaking cabooses him.
yes, this is actually kind of comfy.
He's like, "This is really comfy and warm." He's like, "I love you, big guy," and he's like, "I love you, baby Scanlan."
One of the things I love about that is that they have that awesome comedic moment because Grog is avoiding talking to Pike about a very serious thing. And how often do we
Yes.
like hide from a serious conversation by making a joke?
Mhm.
My wife
So
had to
many
talk to
times.
me about that. I needed to stop doing that.
So many times. I'm pretty sure, yeah, both of us have done that a lot. We're just like, "Okay, we need to talk about this." "Yeah, I saw this funny video. Here, watch it."
Yep. Yep.
And then, dude, I love this season, as you said before, with Scanlan singing, especially in this episode, in episode 6.
Yeah,
Like, Megan loves the music in this.
I do too.
I love the one-on-one fight. I love how the Sphinx is roasting every single one of them.
Yeah.
And then, just the song. This is where Critical Role is doing better than Disney when it comes to music.
It's cold outside and you're not alright. Wish you could see her, wish you could hear her.
As the days go by, without you by my side, just wanna be near you. All these tears I cry for you.
You're in my cold and hopeless heart tonight. Will we ever get to fly away? I never felt so lonely. When we're worlds apart with no end in sight, will we always have to live in the past, staring at the hourglass and longing for a life with with you.
They really are. And it's so funny because if you listen to the word, as the music is so well written, and you're
Mhm.
listening, then you listen to the words, and you're just like, "What are you saying?" And it makes it better.
Exactly.
Like it could be this masterpiece, but it's just we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep walking. Oh,
Uh,
man. So
Yeah,
great.
oh my gosh, I just love this show so freaking much, man. It's just it hits all the good points. Like you get dragons, you get gnomes, you get everything.
Yeah,
You get a good story. That is the main thing is you get a damn good story.
you do. Oh man. So along his singing, I'm probably the best. My favorite one rather is when he sings to the Sphinx.
Yeah.
That was just so well done. And
Mhm.
I love afterwards, he just, wait, that actually worked?
He's like, "Whoa, that worked? Huzzah!"
Yep.
And he's just like, "Oh, you must know true love in your life." It's like, "Yeah, I know, I love all people. Ah, nah, I suck at it."
Yep.
I
And
love how they're going into these tender moments.
yeah, I agree. It's been really cool to see, and it shows their character growth. And you already start seeing Scanlan's character growth. And transforms from the character that I hate so much to the character that I love.
Yeah, and that's seriously what Scanlan does, is, like, again, you meet him early on, again, you've seen him early on. You're just
Yep.
like he basically, you're looking at a pervy bard with dick jokes.
Yep.
To where now it's like, "Oh, he has depth.
Yep.
He's hiding behind humor. Ah, I misjudged him."
Yep. Uh, and it
But
just
yeah,
keeps going. It keeps getting better and better as it goes on. But we'll get to the next part of my favorite part of Scanlan later on.
oh, yeah. But yeah, no, and then the entire fight with the Sphinx and the dragon,
That was so well done.
and I love how Grog it goes into the rage and is just trying to hack and slash that dragon.
And he's holding his own for all of a minute, which is a
Oh,
long
yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's technically 10 rounds. So,
I mean, it's if you look at how many hits, it's probably closer to like 5 rounds.
yeah,
But still, that, still he
but
holds his own for a while.
oh, yeah. Just it's
Um,
so good, and actually when again, spoiler, when the Sphinx gets killed, Megan was, like, crying. We met the character for maybe 5 minutes.
well, that's how you know a character's done right.
Exactly, like,
Like
ah,
Chrissy.
yeah, "Chrissy, wake up."
Yeah, but no, it's that thing where you do develop kind of an attachment to him, and then you lose him, and it's like, oh come on. Um, you're kind of like rooting for him to be able to go back and see the other Sphinx or whatever, and then
Yeah.
it's just like, nope, there's no happy endings here.
No, that's how tragedy again, life is filled with tragedy, and actually, I'm glad they kinda showed it in that light, and that's where again, that's where Scanlan and the Sphinx really hit it off because Scanlan was able to sing a song that really hit him in the emotional in the heart, man.
Yeah.
And I love how afterwards the 2 are just, like, chilling, and he's just, like, strumming, and he's like, "Yeah, what's up, Mike? What's up, my guys? Oh, yeah, no, he says we're good. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
my bestie now."
So funny. That was so well done. I enjoyed that a lot.
Alright,
Yeah.
so,
At the end
one
of it, though, go
very
ahead.
end of it, this is where they differ from the campaign. They never split up,
Oh, okay.
and this is where this episode goes like, I was wanting one moment, and I was robbed of it.
Okay.
So, the 2 groups, they split off, one goes to the Feywild, one goes to Westrun,
Mhm.
which does not happen. They all go to the Feywilds, then they all come back to, Westrun. The party never splits up. But after the fight with the Sphinx, because actually I don't think Umbersil goes in and attacks, that's something that added for more cinematic flair, more drama.
Mhm.
But they actually Grog turns on the party because of Craven's Edge.
Yep.
And so finally they get him to calm down, they get him to give up the sword, and they're all talking to Grog saying, "We need to get rid of it. We need to get rid of it. We need to destroy it." Yada yada yada. At one point, again, the sword is resting in the stone, trying to talk to everybody. And Percy is sitting there having a stare down with it and has the smoke come up from him because Orthax still has
Mhm.
like a bit of an imprint on him. So that's why, at least in the tabletop, he's still able to use some of the warlock spells.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he's just like, oh, I'm just, and actually in tabletop he says, yeah, I'm just going to sit there and just let smoke. We're going to have like a smoke off. Just like this dark coalescing smoke of like Orthax and then Craven Edge just I was wanting that moment and I got robbed.
I completely understand why they didn't do it.
I understand why they didn't do it. I still feel robbed though.
Yeah. So I went back and I actually watched the portion where this happens in the show and then in the actual Critical Role episode of
Okay.
when Grog stabs Pike.
Yeah.
Um I didn't get all the context with the one with Grog, but basically he so is Craven's Edge in the tabletop, was it on a chain?
Uh I believe it did have like a chain attached to it, so but
Okay.
nothing crazy.
Well, because at that point he throws Craven Edge through a door and then pulls it back and Pike's on it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. No, they just he decided to put like a chain on it so he could start tossing it and like swinging it around.
Oh, okay. Which is really cool. But I really enjoyed this part at the end of it when this is what snaps him out, and this is the big thing where he's going just walking forward and kind of pushes her away, and then she gets back in front and he just stabs. Not trying to, he just does.
Mhm.
And then they're all trying to escape, and that's how the episode ends is them getting separated into the two
Mhm.
areas. And you're just like, what happened to Pike? Is she gonna die again?
Yep. Is
Um,
she alive? Is she dead? No.
you know, and so then it goes into the next episode, episode 7,
Mhm.
which has started my personal favorite arc so far of Grog's at West Run.
Yeah.
Just everything with his tribes, with that is just amazing. I
Yes.
am a spoiler alert: Pike does not die. She heals herself because she's a cleric,
Mhm.
and then yeah,
I still love the country song.
that was so great. So before that, we're getting to where he does destroy Craven Edge.
Yeah.
Um, and this part I really enjoyed because he was fighting it, but he
Yeah.
gets taken over and he's not in control at all. But then Pike just is able to snap him out of it or remind him he remembers. He does snap out of it, and then he goes to town, just hacking away at the stones, trying to break it, and then
Mhm.
finally does. And his Craven Edge, well, I'll take you with me then. And then he's weak. No
Yeah.
muscles at all.
He's
I,
like atrophied severely, just
well, and here's the best part of it is he only looks atrophied because we know what he's supposed to look like. He actually does look like Vax.
Yeah, he does.
Because I said that there's times I look at him and go, if he wasn't supposed to be a barbarian, like this half giant barbarian, he would be huge. Or that he huge, but he'd be Jack. Like this
Yeah.
guy that you would fight, but oh no, that's that's kind of funny. So
He's just like, "I look like Max."
yo, and that's what happens is that he loses his strength bonus, right? It goes down to 0, or it goes down to a 10.
Okay, so I believe yeah, I think that's what happens when they do bust Craven Edge is stat wise, yeah, his strength just goes down to 10.
Mhm.
But again, he had a lot of equipment that you had to have a certain level of strength to carry.
Yes.
So that's why I believe like part of it is this. But the other part, uh, so one of the main stats with Craven Edge was that every time you succeeded in like basically the blood drinker, it
Hmm.
would stack, but it would reset as soon as you would take a long rest.
Right.
So Grog would just he would push through it because at least for the first 2 tiers of exhaustion, as soon as he rages, it's gone.
Yep.
He does not suffer any negatives. His speed isn't halved, like none of that. So finally, when Craven Edge is busted, he's got nothing to stave off the exhaustion.
Yep.
So the exhaustion hits in, and so when he's having to make that save, he's at disadvantage.
Oh no. Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah, so that's why all of a sudden he's just
Oh, that's great. But yeah, that leads to some of the most comedic scenes throughout these last 3 episodes is Grog tried to just get around.
All right, let's move our big boy. Well, we got some miles behind us, and we got some more to steer.
And it's mighty hard, cause there ain't no brothels in between there and here.
Over rocky roads and rivers, trudge along this twisting land.
Just two wandering souls and a big old dummy riding on a magic hand. I'm making my way, I'm making my way. From the top of this shitty mountain to the bottom of this goddamn bay. I'm making my way, I'm making my way. And I'd rather be lonely, but instead I'm just asking for another day. I'm making my way, I'm making my way.
Is Grog trying to live with his lack of muscles?
My favorite, so after this song, after the country song, they get over to her pop-pop's house, and Grog just, "Hi, Pop-pop, I fucked up."
I love that. That's like one of the best lines.
That
Like,
was
"Oh, hi, Pop-Pop."
that was so great. Oh, so great. That right there, that sealed it as Grog is my favorite character.
I really want now the Winnie the Pooh jug. I really want that bit. If they don't give me that bit in this show, I am gonna be so sad. But again, that's not for a couple more seasons.
We'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there. But,
Uh, what do
I
you
still
think
love
about
it.
the Fey realm?
I liked what they did with it. I liked their version of it.
Okay.
It's not the way I imagined it, but I
Mhm.
did like their twist on it.
I did too. Question for you. Did you recognize the voice and did you know who the voice of him
Of
is?
Garmelie?
Yes.
Actually, at first I didn't, and Megan's just like, "His voice sounds familiar." I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "Oh, was it sounds like" oh, I'm trying to remember what it was. She's like, "It sounds so interesting, like, who's the voice actor?" I was like, "Oh, let me look at it." I was like, "Oh, it's
Yes.
Pippin!"
I was so happy. I heard him talk. I was like, wait a second. And then on Prime, it lists the actors on the side.
Yeah,
And so
the
I just
X-ray.
looked at it. I was like, wait a second. I know him. And then Mary, it's Frodo Baggins. And then I just hear that in my head. I'm just like, it's Pippin.
Yep, same here. Is that yeah, Megan Kid does it. I was like, "It's Pippin!"
It's so funny. Oh man. I love
Yep,
that. I love
Billy
that so
Boyd.
much. Yeah, Billy Boyd.
Yep, I got it right there in my notes at the very bottom, just Billy Boyd.
Nice.
Pippin! Garmelie's Pippin. What'd you think of Garmelie?
I thought that he was exactly what he was supposed to be. He was annoying and crude and hilarious all at the same time.
Yep.
I and did a great job, and I liked the twist at the end that for the most part throughout it, I didn't really know what to make of him.
Mhm.
I felt like he was sent there and that there was something. And I kept getting the feeling that he was more than what he was letting on. I knew that he
Mhm.
wasn't just a satyr. He was
Yeah.
something more. And so at the very end, when it reveals that it's definitely something a lot more, I'm guessing an archfey. I
Uh,
am
actually, I believe, yeah, it's one of
or
the
a
deities of
god.
the Fae
Yeah, that I was like,
because
yep,
yeah, I believe, because in when they do get to Vecna, they
mhm,
go talk to the gods like, "We need weapons. We need god-killing weapons. We need a way to take out God Vecna."
yeah,
So and actually that's what gets the rest of them, like, their vestiges of divergence,
oh,
is that
okay,
part. Because I believe for the Chrome Conclave, it just is, Vex, Vax, Grog,
mhm,
and Scanlan.
yeah. Because Scanlan gets the sword.
Yeah,
I'm guessing he
which
gets it back after he kills. Did he kill that?
actually, no, he does not get that sword. He does not get the sword until they go talk to the gods.
Oh,
Because what he does is he talks to I wanna say it's Mistra, the goddess
okay.
of, like, magic,
Hmm.
and so she gives him the sword and how it's tuned to music.
Okay.
So they jumped that one early.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not offended. I'm not like going, oh my gosh, they need to. This is where they stay true mostly to the source material.
Yeah, they have to change scenes in order to make it fit better. They found this is the best way. I'm just
Hmm.
here for the ride.
Yeah, same here. And this is where, again, sorry, let's see. This is at least a good solid 100 hours of content they're trying to cram into 12, 30-minute episodes.
Yeah. So
So yeah, you're
no
gonna be
complaints.
no complaints. I'm just like, okay, so this is how it went one way. This is how it goes the other way. Like I'm enjoying them both. They're great, they're both fantastic.
Yo.
Although I do love. Oh, did you recognize the voice of Pike's Pop Pop?
No.
Again, famous actor. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it fits like who it is. Uh, if you've seen Click, it's the dad in that.
Okay. I
He's
haven't
in a
seen that
lot.
for a long time.
He's in a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah. Let me pull up IMDb.
But I also love how they're like, "All right, this is the pill Grog's got to take," and Grog's like, "I gotta swallow that." Nope. And
No.
Scott's like, "I got this." I love how they even do it. He just flips it up in the back.
It
And it
shoves
shows
it in. It just the smirk on his face after the satisfaction that he got to shove something up Grog's butt. It was hilarious.
I was dying.
Same. Um,
uh, the way they did Sonder was fantastic. The entire fight with Sonder was just so good.
it was.
I also love the shipping that they're doing with Pike and Scanlan, Vex and Percy.
Hmm.
Really like the way Percy was just like, "Yeah, nope, you can't talk to your daughter like that. She is now Lady Vexalia."
Yeah. I thought that was really cool how they did that too.
Mhm.
And it was kind of, I thought it was really cool. And I liked how the dad saw right through it at the same time because
Yeah.
he understands and he knows. And he's a complete and utter prick.
Yep.
But yeah, I definitely like that. Remind me, what is Pop Pop's real name?
I cannot remember.
But biscuit eating gravy. Um,
Let me
I'm
see.
going through the IMDb right now trying to find it. Laura,
Okay,
you're
I
all
might do a shortcut.
canon.
Yep, I'm gonna do my shortcut.
Okay.
Season 2, episode 7.
Oh, there it is.
Uh,
Willhead Trickfoot. Henry Winkler. Oh, okay.
it's like, yeah, as soon as you see him, you're like, "Oh, okay, I've recognized him in things."
Hmm.
So yeah, they got again. I've been surprised with how many like celebrities I've gotten in on this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like I love the voice of Thordak. To me, I always hear Commander Zavala from Destiny.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I definitely picture that. As soon as you said that, it clicked.
Yep. And
Here's
now
it.
for on to we've breezed through these episodes very quickly.
We're trying.
Oh no, we're on episode 9, the last one now.
I know. So this is by far my favorite of all of them.
Okay.
I am. So obviously, there's things that we're not talking about in a lot of these episodes. I am. So there's plenty to see, but this is the spoiler ending, the uh, cliffhanger that they leave you on. But first, before we get to that, is Scanlan's daughter.
Yes.
I
I'm glad
know
you
that's what
caught that.
it is.
Kaylee?
Yep, Kaylee. I knew
Kaylee.
instantly. Instantly, that's who that was. Um, I know it hasn't revealed that yet, but
I know.
it's pretty
That's why I'm
obvious.
not saying it right now because I can't.
So I'm guessing that it's his
No,
daughter.
you're right. You're 100% right.
Okay.
It is that.
So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see how it goes in that. See if how things change and if she actually starts seeing him as the hero he could be and that he's trying to be. I
Uh, he's got a long path
Yeah,
because if you've already seen at least the way Kaylee has responded to him,
yeah,
he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you ran out of here," kind of idea.
yep,
Which this is where in one respect a lot of these kids I hate on dads, they're like, well, sometimes mom didn't tell dad,
yeah,
and it's one of those cases.
yep.
But
But
I loved how they brought in his beret. That is something that actually came from Whitestone.
oh, okay,
He bought a beret at to be a revolutionary because he was trying to rally the people of Whitestone to
right,
rebel. So
yeah.
he got this beret back then, and yes, it was a raspberry beret because I've already seen people on Twitter upset. It's like, We thought it was purple." He's like, "Actually, when I bought," he's just like, "I said I want," and he's like, "The description I got exactly for it was a raspberry beret."
Yep.
So I am so glad they brought it in. I'm like, "Yes, we got Skellen the Revolutionary."
So funny. I loved that. It was really funny, and I like that he's very honest in what he says. He's just like, "I'm just scouting. I'm just trying to find things out. I'm not trying to lead the people away, save everybody. I'm just trying to see who's here."
It's like, "You immediately expect me to save you. I don't even know what I'm saving you from."
Yep. And then just the whole Grog's actual backstory.
It's so good.
It's so good. I honestly I didn't know anything about his backstory other than he had met up with Pike, and I knew there was something before that, but I didn't know what. I thought it was so cool that they show how they meet up
Mhm,
and the whole story of it. And I mean, you see Pike with her black hair instead of white.
mhm.
I and just everything. Like, it's just so well done. And then I just throughout this entire episode, I kept having like mental flashbacks to the I am old man that beat him up in episode like 3 or
Yeah,
or 2, but where I am where does
that's
your
the lightning
strength
fight.
come from?
Yeah,
And that's a recurring theme where he doesn't know where strength comes from, and he finds where his strength comes from at the very end. And it's all going to tie in with him getting his muscles back eventually, uh,
yeah.
which I'm guessing happens during this fight.
Mhm.
But it literally ends with him, weak as weak can be, walk up and call out the leader for one-on-one combat.
Actually, if you notice at the end of it, he is a little bit bulkier than he was.
It
He
seemed
is
like that, yeah.
he is slowly regaining his muscle, and finally, I believe what's gonna be the snap to it is basically, I think Pike might get into this is my guess on what they're doing with the show is Pike might get into some trouble, Grog sees it, and he just rages, goes through, and is actually able to take out Kevdak.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Something like
But
that, or even his cousin.
yeah,
I that cousin can't fight back. He's all beat to tar, and that he'd even stand up for him.
yeah,
So I think it'll be something like that.
I think so too. And this is where they left it on the most, like, brutal cliffhangers in that regard.
Yeah,
Not as brutal as the one they started off with.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. For me, this one's bigger.
Yeah. This one's more like building anticipation, like, "Oh, I wanna see the fight. I wanna see the fight." It's more
Yes.
that level,
Yep. It's why would you
which
stop right there? Give me another 30 minutes. Come on.
give me one more, just one more. But, no, I just love this season so much. Like, this is just so phenomenally done. It is a little bit faster paced, but you know what? I'll take this faster pace any day.
Oh yeah, same
It's
here.
so it's just so good.
It is. It's been awesome. I love this. I love how fast paced it is. It cuts through a lot of the filler stuff.
Mhm.
Things that aren't needed but are cool, but it still keeps true to the story. and
Yeah.
just builds all their characters. Every single character is getting their screen time. They're getting their moment, and I
Yeah.
love.
I love it too. This is how a good fantasy story is done.
Yeah.
Say, and me and you, we had a talk where earlier before this, we were talking like how some curse words just pull you out of the fantasy.
Mhm.
This is where it doesn't, because it is very much ingrained into what it is, into the world of Taldore.
Yeah. Yep. It fits with this world. It fits with these characters. It fits with this story. It's just really cool to see it all come together in such an amazing way.
And not a single character is like, aha, I'm invincible to everything. No, they've all messed up in one way or another. Nobody is perfect. And that is what really drives the story. Is it's all these imperfect people going through their journey.
Yep. Just a group of friends.
Group of friends who go out to drink. Like that's how it freaking starts off. Is they're all at a tavern getting drunk, hammered, and Grog freaking cutting off arms
Yep.
while Scanlan's up with I gotta say up with a woman.
Yep. Just a whole thing though. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for next week. I That's definitely going to be high on my list. As soon as it comes out, I'm watching it.
Oh yeah, that's what Thursdays are for me. So, Critical Role actually streams on Thursdays
Yep.
because one of their main catch slogans is it Thursday
Yep.
yet?
Yep.
That's what Matt always says at the end of the session and is it Thursday yet? And that's how I really am feeling now. Is like I want it to be Thursday. I'm wanting the next episode.
Same here.
Say, but any last closing remarks for for Vox Machina?
Um, I think the only thing is just what I texted you at the very end. I like after I saw the video
Yeah,
and just one more emphasis on how it was with how mad I was. It's like
yeah.
I literally text Jason. I would like to rage. Come on, why would you end there?
Because they
So,
want you to rage and they want you to go, we want to see Grog.
yo, so with that, it's time to put that book back on the shelf, and we'll pick it up next week.